Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ritual Flow. For today's reading, we are doing a yours and theirs reading, or a you and them reading, for the sign of Aquarius. So if you are an Aquarius sun, moon, rising, or any other sign that you're feeling called to take a look at, then these messages are for you. Please keep in mind though, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't try to force anything to fit if it's not matching your energy. And this is a type of reading that separates the energy into two sides, your energy, their energy. If the side that's not designated to you specifically is not the one resonating with you, if it's the other side, feel free to reverse the roles, because I'm just reading the energy and I have to assign one to each side. So if neither side is resonating, go check out your other placements to find your reading. Okay, well, let's get into it and see what's going on with you guys. Okay, hold on, you're on the floor here. Okay, you're coming through as the dilettante. And this other person is the alchemist. Okay, and we will get some energy clarifiers for these archetypes. Okay. All right, Aquarius. So these archetype cards have a light and a shadow attribute. We'll read both and see how the energy comes through. It could be leaning more towards one side or the other. It could be more of an equal mixture. So we'll just see how that goes. Okay, the dilettante. Delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. And this is coming through as hostilities. Okay, I'm getting this energy that there's someone in your life, most likely this person, we'll see what's going on with them in a moment. It's like when you approach this person, it's like you have good intentions in theory, but the energy that you're coming across with, like, it's kind of this like know-it-all energy, even though you may not be feeling that way. I'm getting that's sort of how it's perceived and how you're communicating something with this person. It's almost like, it's like this energy of like feeling like you can do it all, you know how to do it all. And it's almost like you're like trying to like put your knowledge, your viewpoint, almost even like your opinion or something. You're like trying to impress upon this other person in some way, or at least it very much comes off that way to this person when you do that, even if that's not your intention. Like I said, you have a good intention behind it, at least at a conscious level. It's something you feel like you do. even if perhaps there's maybe something else like underlying that subconsciously that you may not be aware of. It's like this delights in the art without having to be a professional. But it's like you want to come off with this professional energy. Like you've got everything under control. But it does feel like it's coming off in a superficial perspective. Like that. It's like, okay, it's like this energy, you want to like have everything in its place and everything in order and have all of your ducks in a row. And when you try to express that to this other person, like it comes across as like you trying to like subtly manipulate them. It feels like to them that's what you're doing. When like, from your perspective, you're just trying, it's like you feel like you're trying to be proactive and like get on the same page, like get all of your things in order. But it's like that's not how it's being perceived. That's not the energy that it's giving off. And it feels like it's because of the underlying energy. It's almost like you're so desperate to feel like you're on top of things, like you have things like together, that it's like that sort of energy feels like needy towards this other person. And I don't mean like needy in like a clingy sort of way. It feels more like it comes across to them as like you're expecting them to fall in line to organize themselves according to you and like what everything you've got going on over here. And that's creating a lot of hostility between you and this person. They feel hostile towards you, and you may feel hostile towards them in some respect too, because energetically, it doesn't feel like they're falling in line. It doesn't feel like they're getting in order. It doesn't feel like they are like receptive to or respectful of the knowledge or the opinion, the perspective that you're trying to like provide, to offer. And it's like that feels kind of hurtful to you, that you're not being received in the way you would like to be received. And so I am getting like a strong feeling of like it's like an animosity in some way between the two of you. And it may not be something that feels like open, like you may not be actually like speaking hatefully towards one another or anything like that. It feels much more subtle than that. Like it's like an underlying distaste. Okay, let's see what's going on with them. This other person is coming through as the alchemist. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. And we've got action here. Okay, I'm getting, it's like the actions that this person is taking are of a more spiritual nature. they're actually more concerned with the energy. That's why the energy they're feeling from you, like, they don't like it, and they're not feeling good towards it. And so it's like, even like the action they're taking may even be like in opposition to you and like what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish in this situation. And where they're coming through with a more like spiritually focused energy, they're focused on balancing out the energy. You're focused on like juggling the more practical things. This person is working on something. They're working on bigger goals. They're working on a long-term vision that's based on in their like spiritual perspective. While it feels like you're more focused on like the practical, mundane, like everyday things, occurrences, like tasks, things to worry about, and they're looking at things on a bigger scale, on a wider scope. It's like you're focused on the details and they're focused on the big picture, and your actions are not aligning, and it's creating a sense of distance, a hostility between the two of you. You know, it's not really clear like what your relationship is to this person. Maybe we can find out a little more about that when we clarify the energy. I mean, I would assume based on the type of this reading, this is some sort of past, present, or future. Probably not future, but maybe like a romantic partner. But there's definitely like some sort of rift here, whether you are together presently or not. There's definitely like some sort of like wedge between the two of you. Okay, let's clarify your energy first. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I'm getting here from you and your energy is that you're feeling kind of stuck, kind of stagnant, almost like it's like an energy of being like strung up, hung out to dry. It's like you're feeling like you had to let go. Okay, this energy feels like this is someone that this is either like an ex that you're still energetically involved with for whatever reason. Or this is like a partner that you're currently with that you're like you're in the process of going your separate ways. And it's like these actions that you're taking towards trying to deal with this person. It's like you're trying to feel like you've got everything under control, like you're trying to feel like satisfied emotionally. Ultimately, that's what's underlying it. You're trying to take actions towards like feeling satisfied emotionally despite this separation. And almost like this character here has sort of like a smug energy. And it's like that's what your actions, your attempts look like to them, is like you being smug, like a holier than thou sort of attitude. And like I said, like it doesn't feel like that's your intention, but that's how it looks, that's how it feels. But like you're just sort of wanting to feel like more emotionally stable. Like you want to feel satisfied. You want to feel happy instead of feeling like things have been turned upside down. It's like you want to like level things out again. And it's like your challenge here is like having a new beginning, accepting a new beginning. It's almost like accepting that this person isn't on the same page as you, and they're not gonna be. So you don't know what the future looks like. You don't know what moving forward on this new journey on your own looks like exactly. And that's challenging for you. You're having trouble being a free spirit. Having trouble with surrendering. It's like it's because you're too focused on the details, on like trying to control your path, like hit certain milestones instead of like enjoying the journey. Like the fool is like in for the ride. Like, I don't know where we're going, but it's going to be a lot of fun to go there. And that's something, that's an energy, that's a concept that you're not feeling like you can embrace right now. You want to know where we're going, and you want to know everywhere that we're stopping along the way. And that's not something that you can have right now in this situation with this person. But what going through this, what dealing with this is going to bring you is the growth that you've been needing. It's going to sort of like force your hand in a way to like learn how to nurture yourself differently, to step out of that more like masculinely dominated energy, regardless of how you identify gender wise. We all have a balance of masculine and feminine energy within us, and sometimes that becomes imbalanced. And this like intense focus on the details, on the practical, on trying to control and like know where we're going and know what milestones we're hitting, that's a very like masculinely dominated energy, and you're needing to tap into your feminine energy a little more to relax, to flow, to enjoy the journey that you're on, to like experience, I'm hearing love in a different way, like self-love in a way that is pure, because something about your current experience of self-love in that like heavily masculine energy is it feels more prideful and circumstantial, like that you, like if you're not hitting those milestones and those goals or whatever, then it's like you don't feel that love for yourself. And something about like this like throwing caution to the wind and just like being along for the ride, it like opens you up to the flowing energy of the feminine, like not needing things to be so rigid and like in a certain place. And that's going to bring you a greater sense of peace and being able to see the beauty and how we all do things a little differently. Okay, let's look at their energy. They're feeling like they're communicating with you truthfully, like in not falling in line with, you know, the knowledge, the perspective that you're sort of like subconsciously or like subtly trying to impose upon them, so you can feel like everything's in order and you can feel like the satisfaction that you gain from that. It's like they're instead just like coming at you, communicating their truth for what it is, and letting that be like an instigator for like a new beginning in the communication that you have, or at least like that's their sort of like intention, like the energy underlying their actions. And it's like, and they know that them being honest and truthful about their perspective, their like big picture, like looking at the energy sort of perspective, and like they're more, these things are blue. They're going with the flow. That's something this person is a very good manifester. This person knows how to transmute energy in a very powerful way. And it's like they see that there's no other option than to communicate their true and pure energy. And they know that creates conflict for you, within you, outside of you, with them. And they're like, well, this is how it's got to be. This is the only path. Truth is the only path. Clarity is the only path. And so they're not afraid to create that tension, create that conflict. It's almost like they can sense from this, like their more spiritual perspective. They can sense that. That it's like something about them doing that, or like them standing their ground and doing that for long enough is going to be like that, like something about that breaking point for you in your growth. That's not their concern right now. It's just they just understand that's the way things have to be, and that's going to be a consequence of their actions. This person right now is struggling with they're struggling with this energy between the two of you. Firstly, because it's like they feel you pulling on their energy in that way, trying to make things more rigid when they're trying to flow. It's like they feel you like digging out, changing the banks of the river that they're trying to flow in, and that's like bothersome to them in some way. But they're like fighting against it with like, or like not really like fighting against it, but like combating it. I know that sounds similar, but it's also energetically it's different. It's not like resistance. It's like the same way that water. It's like water doesn't choose its path, but it still erodes things along whatever path it goes on. But this person is like they're focused on their goals, on like fulfilling their wishes, but they're sort of struggling with that at the moment. They're having a little bit of difficulty having faith that things are going to work out. This person actually may struggle a little bit more with their masculine energy being in a healthy way, sort of like an opposite scenario. But this person is coming into balance with themselves internally. And that's going to help them like pursue these like spiritual goals that they have. They may also be entertaining a new relationship, a new partnership. Perhaps you know that, perhaps you sense that. And that may be another thing that's sort of like underlying your desire to maintain some sort of control, to it's almost like you don't want them to move on without you, or you didn't want them to, whatever. Because I'm not sure exactly if this is like past or current, you know? Like you feel them slipping away, or if they've already slipped away, but you were hoping they would come back maybe. Because it's like you're struggling with a new beginning, and they're like having an outcome of like a partnership. And it really does not feel like the two of you are going to have a new beginning together. But let's check out the shared energy and clarify what's going on there as well. You're both feeling some sort of loss, some sort of disappointment. And that makes sense because y'all are not on the same page. It's like y'all are, it's almost not even that like y'all aren't on the same page. It's like your pages are in totally different books, but there's like something about this like energetic tie. It's like you've still been trying to read these two pages together out of different books as if they're in the same book when they're not. And it's like you've both sort of been focused on the negative that's within that. And that's been distracting you from like positive possibilities that are available. Like finding some sort of like amicable balance, amicable agreement between the two of you if you have to continue interacting for some reason. Or, you know, in other cases that could be, you know, just like letting go of the past and being willing to move on. But both of you want to take action toward like your own happiness, your own joy, success, fulfillment. Okay. So these came out here together. That's interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so you're definitely having, like, the challenge for the two of you is finding some sort of harmonious balance, finding some sort of like happy medium, amicable agreement. It's like, if you guys don't have to be in each other's lives anymore for whatever reason, it's like it's challenging for the two of you to find some sort of closure that feels like closure for both of you. And I also got a very specific message when that card fell out for those of you that this, like, is someone that you have children with, that you're not together anymore, but you have children with. It's like you guys may be struggling to get on the same page with like parenting those children, with like having some shape or form of like a familial consistency, a familial cohesiveness. And it's because you're not a family at this point in some way. Yeah. And you both have a lot of difficulty trusting one another. You may struggle with, like, you may have a tendency to be dishonest with one another because, like, you have such problems relating, and it's like there may be like a temptation, that's the word I'm looking for, a temptation to just like, it's not like lying even, it's to like withhold some of the truth just to make things easier. And that's not helpful to either of you in this situation. And even if this person is sometimes like feeling pulled towards doing that, they see, like, logically that's not helpful. They realize that if that's something that they're, well, which it is, they feel that too, that it would just be easier to not say some things, to keep things a little more peaceful, because things feel not peaceful at all between the two of you. And it's like you guys are struggling to find a strategy that works for both of you, that creates a sense of balance, a sense of harmony. And again, this could be like for a family concern, or it could just be an emotional concern. Like we've got the sun candle went out. It's more about feeling a sense of like emotional stability between the two of you after everything that's happened, after, you know, like in what's going on presently. Yeah. Oh, okay. But that's very promising that eventually, like, while this feels like such a struggle and you both have some obstacles to overcome, I'm getting another message from this card. This person is like focused on their goals and stuff, but like here in relation to you, their challenge is having faith in you to like come together with them to balance this out. Because it's like they see this need for truth, and it's almost like you're resisting it in some way. And they don't necessarily have the most faith in you, a hope in you, that you're going to like be able to meet them in the middle somewhere. Even though that's what all your actions, that's what you're trying to do. But it's like, it's more so that you feel good. It's like you just want to feel good. But it's like it needs to be more than that. You don't just need to like sit around smugly feeling good. You need to actually grow into like a harmonious situation with this person that works for both of you, that feels like emotionally stable, like a sense of compassion between the two of you, a sense of being in flow with one another instead of like pulling against one another. And in the future, that's what you'll have. That's not what you're having right now. I don't know how far into the future it will take for the two of you to sort of like deal with your own issues separately in order to like make this piece together. But it's gonna require some both of you going within yourselves, finding that peace internally on your own, so that you can find a sense of that together, a sense of calm. It may cause a lot of grief. There's like a lot of fear to overcome, a lot of like negativity, a lot of anxieties to overcome for each of you to get there. But eventually you'll find that stability. One of you might have to make a little bit of a peace offering to the other. But there's definitely an element of cooperation, of like feeling more confident in your ability to relate to one another, to find a balance with one another moving forward into the future. It's like a new beginning for this connection, but it's like it's a new beginning that involves a boundary. Yeah. So it's like, this isn't someone that you're going to be coming back together with, it seems. This is more like someone that you're going to be having a new opportunity, like a new start with them, to have a different type of relationship than you've had in the past. I don't know if that will be friendship or if it would just be like cordiality, cooperation. like being able to have happy feelings toward one another at a distance instead of animosity, and like being at odds with one another. Okay. So, whoa, your reading is way longer than everybody else's. That got intense. Sorry about that. But, you know, there you go. That's when the energy comes out. This is what you needed to hear, apparently, whoever needs to hear this. So, if this did resonate with you, give it a like, comment down below, share it with someone, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I thank you for letting me read for you today. If you're interested in booking a personal reading, you can find the details on how to do that below in the description box. I will see you next time, Aquarius. Bye.